welcome to this edition of Inside the Cardinal Playbook. Coach, we had a real shootout, a 51-28 ball game against Southwest Baptist. We're inside the red zone 5 times besides the times we scored and get goose. We've been telling a couple of my buddies, we score there, we beat them in a shootout.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating for us, and I told them in the meeting we're going to live in the red zone this week. We're going to practice everything we do in the red zone, and spend a lot of time on that. But we got to, as we always say, you got to finish it when you get there, and we haven't done that.
Yeah, and really 20-20 all year long. Overall, we've had a couple of games where we've struggled offensively at times, mostly in a half, not in a whole game, because we've had parts of every game where we've moved the ball. But we're becoming a 20-20 team, and I hope that didn't offend anybody, but it seems that way.
No, and I'm keep pushing for rules changes so that you get some points.
Get some points if you get in the red zone.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
We still all win when you're in 5 times you don't score.
It's not going far.
Yeah, right. You're right.
But it's frustrating. We have such a great drive, get down there and then
play well,
and then don't get it in, and we had another opportunity. We thought we were going to get a first down last week on a penalty that was then waved off, and it seems like anything that can happen will happen to us, but we're in control of that, so we need to get it right.
Well, quarterback-wise, I think both kids got a chance to play, and both of them really had pretty good ball games all the way around. I feel pretty confident about both of them.
I know Brad would like to have that first throw in the end zone back across his body, and he needs to continue to understand that his legs are probably his best weapons too. But they both did great things, and again, when you have that much production, again, not
560.
Yeah, that's a bunch.
That's a bunch.
And that's a good defense out there. That's probably the most.
Particularly their front.
Yeah, and they just keep bringing more in.
Right.
So it's and they play fast and they play hard and aggressive. And I thought our offensive line did a really nice job of getting things done. We could continue some drives, and what we looked at too was on first down whenever we had positive yardage, there was only one time we didn't pick up a first down.
Right.
Instead of going 3-0, when we had negative yardage or it was 1st and 15 with a penalty or something like that. Every time but one, we had to punt. So
I thought, let's go to your running backs and your offensive line. Talking about offense, I really think Billy's done a great job coaching the offensive line. They're getting better every week, and you're able to do more things. I see him really doing a much better job in a lot of situations. In our running back situation, we have a lot of kids that we could rotate in there and play well and keep them fresh. And really at this level, you got to have that.
Yeah, and they play hard. I mean, Chance Nelson got to get in there, and
he's kind of a receiver and a running back.
Yeah,
a little bit both.
He runs hard too, and I think number 31 found that out later, that you better bring something to the party with him. So it was great to see him get an opportunity to get in there and have a big play. And Derek ran extremely hard. They all ran hard.
They did.
And DeMarcus did some really nice things out of the backfield and catching the.
Liddell's getting a chance to play a little.
Yep.
He's getting a chance to do some more things, and so you got a lot of skilled people there. I know Mass didn't play in that ball game as much as some of the other backs, but there's another guy that you can throw there. Yep. Receiver-wise, though, I thought Mullins had another great game. We made him player of the game, and I know he's been player of the game many times. But if you're an All-American, you need to be called an All-American, and he is. And he's solid, can take a hit, but he can go deep and burn you and run right by you that a lot of kids can't do. Really, he is one of the better athletes I've seen in my 10 years here as far as consistency on the field.
Yeah, no doubt. He does a great job for us, and especially when we keep him involved. That's something. And a guy with that kind of talent, he wants the ball a lot, and we get that. So, it's always nice to be able to get him, double-digit receptions, and Bula did the same.
Yeah, I was going to say Bula and Hoffer both had good
Drake,
games.
Yeah, Drake and Staten, and
they all play well.
Down the line. Yeah, I mean, they just play hard. Drake plays really, really hard. all the time. Doesn't have always have all the glorious stuff going on, but he plays really hard, and it was good to see Cody get in there and get find the end zone.
Because he's been solid. I know he's been real loyal to you in the program. So talk defense a little bit. Talk with Coach Fig a little bit, and I said, you haven't jumped off any bridges or anything lately. He said, no, you're not yet. I saw some. Let's talk a little bit, and if I get out over my skis, he can cut it out on the broadcast. Okay. But when you run stunts inside, you've got to make sure when that stunt takes place, wherever you're supposed to be in that gap, you've got to take care of that gap.
Yeah.
And we saw a little bit of that problem on Saturday.
Yeah, and we, it was a little bit different game plan for us. So we I called Coach Fig Sunday night or Monday night and said, we need to try and get after that quarterback.
Right.
And because he's really a difference maker. We saw their backup for a little while, and they didn't have much success. And we did. So we did some different things and hit him. Keir Stamp hit him a couple times really hard. I didn't know if he was going to come back, but I think
Stamp really played good.
Yeah, and Christian Hunt did some good things. I mean, our D-line did some really good things. But it's still a gap cancel. Even if you twist, you're just exchanging gaps, and you got to cancel that. And if the ball hits downhill in it, and you got to make the play there. It was encouraging. We got to stop giving up the big plays.
Right.
Two times.
Right.
Really good, boom, big play.
Yeah, you had to. Again, third down conversion, and Rick did a great job. I thought we were a little bit more trouble than we have been statistically on third down conversion. But here's the key that Rick brought up, which I totally agree with after I thought his point, is that they get the third down conversion at the crucial times. They're at, your opponent's about at 38, 39, 40%. Maybe a little higher than what you want, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But still, the crucial ones are the ones that are killing us. When it's 3rd and 7, and they hit a hitch route or slant or whatever it is, and they pick up
7.5.
They get 7.5 and 8, and I bet that's happened. I don't know how many times, and that's got to be a little bit frustrating for everybody on the staff.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, that's your, we call it a money down, and your opportunity to get off the field, and it's just something little like that you're not off the field, and then if we have a breakdown after that, then the wheels come off. You got to put them back on the sideline, but our kids are playing hard. That's what I told them.
Oh, extremely hard. They have not ever given up this year.
No, and they're not going to. That's just the way they are. We're going to keep firing and have some different wrinkles each week, but we got to be consistent.
Yeah.
And that was the other part of the message is we play well for a little while and then not. It was there was one quarter they scored 17. We didn't score anything, and other than that, we're right there with them.
Well, the kicking game was really tested. I don't care who the kid was on either club. It seemed like we were always punting into the wind. Rhett really had in that situation, but the wind was a huge factor on specialty teams. And to me, the key play was from Robinson, and I'm not faulting him at all, but the wind was blowing so hard that you had to be 10 or 15 yards deeper than you normally, and everything was carrying in the end zone anyway. On that particular play, I think if he hadn't touched the ball, I think if he would have went into the end zone, we would have got the ball, on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and we ended up getting it out of there.
You did.
We got it out.
You did a pretty good job.
And then I think we had a sack or something that put us back about basically where we were.
You got it up to about the 50.
And then we picked up
across the 50.
Another 18. Not quite, because we were 4 yards short of the first down pass to Drake on a little snuggo, but we had room to flip the field there then. But that's a tough one. I was a punt returner. On that wind, that ball's so high, and you think you're in the right spot, and next thing you know, you're like, oh man.
Well, and telling kids, they're still young people that are learning the game. I can see, and Rick will tell you, I saw that one coming. I said he needs to get deeper because it's a lot easier to catch a punt coming in. There's no way anybody catches a punt going back very good. No. Willie Mays.
That's why we don't practice it that way.
Well, plus the fact you don't have a glove to make the catch. So that makes a big difference. But you can see that coming, and also place kicking. Womack. But I will say this: that onside kick. Let's talk about that. Outstanding.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
It was. kick a pass. I forget whatever Coach Trowbridge called it, but I call it kick a poo because it just. But anyways,
it was perfect.
Kansas, yeah, it's.
Pence was right where he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Womack did a nice job of
Yeah.
gave you momentum.
They were lining. Yeah, and there was a big swing in the.
Right
third
in that
quarter,
area.
And that their tackle was lining up about 5 yards inside the numbers, and it's like there's no way you can get back over there to it. So, and they executed that perfect. It was awesome. I mean, it was exciting to see that type of execution, and and we got it to a two-score ball game, and all the momentum in the world, and then we didn't get a fourth down call that we thought we should have.
One thing I want to mention that's not about football that I want to give you and your staff and your players, Rick, and everybody associated with William Jill being an outsider, I guess I could speak on this better than anybody. I was totally impressed when that kid got hurt, Southwest Baptist, that both teams and your team went clear across the field. And I've told everybody, my family and everybody about it. You guys kneeled down, you had a little prayer, because it looked like it could have been a serious situation. I'll let you talk about that in a second. But my point is we need more of that in our society today. And sometimes people only look at football programs with wins and losses. You should look at it as how it's developing young men. Yeah. And I was totally impressed. That says a lot about you and the program, and William Jill needs to be very proud of those kids. Yeah. How is that young man doing?
He was, everything's normal. The MRI and CT scan, I think everything's normal.
So that's the most important.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is just a game.
Our guys understand that, and I'm very proud of the way they handled that, and they respect one another, and whether you're a competitor or not, we all have things in life after football.
That was totally classy on both clubs.
Yeah.
And Southwest Baptist, if anybody is listening or gets on, my kudos to them as well. Well done. Okay, this week, 2:00 start. We're going up to Truman State to play up at Kirksville. Play Coach Nesmith, an old friend of mine, old high school coach. I know he's really, really good coach, but he got lit up against the number 2 team in the country, and he'd be the first to tell you probably, Grand Valley State, 41-3.
Yeah.
And I've seen video both in Northwest. I haven't seen Grand Valley State, but I know that they're right there with Northwest.
Yeah.
And they're a really good football team. But I know that Coach Nesmith will have them ready to come back against you guys.
No doubt.
Might be the worst thing that could happen. They got beat 41.
Yeah, they're going to be real focused to get on track, and that's that Grand Valley. I watched that film. I've watched all their film, but their 2 losses are to Grand Valley State and Midwestern State. And both those teams are undefeated
right
good. Now, and those are their only 2 losses. And that Grand Valley's they're a different animal.
They're tough.
Yeah.
I've seen them play.
Beautiful facility they play in up there. It really is.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a great deal. I've seen them play Northwest a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I mean, you better be ready. Yeah. You better have the shells in your gun when you go play that one, because you got trouble if you don't.
Yeah, I think there was over 13,000 at that game.
Oh yeah. I would imagine that's true.
Great atmosphere that they play in there, but they're a really, really good team that's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Well, again, right now, Truman State's the lead, top dog. I remember going your game plan when you were offensive coordinator when we went to Indy, and I've told you it was brilliant. I haven't seen one better in many, many years. Hopefully we can come up with something like that against Truman State.
We try to every week.
Well, that's a motivating factor, though. You're playing the top dog, and, it's homecoming. That's always good for the team coming in and playing against, because all the stuff that goes on does affect you. I don't care I've been a head coach. I get it. Okay, and hopefully that'll be the case. If you can't come up though this weekend, hopefully you'll listen to us. Again, a 2:00 start up at Kirksville, and Coach, good luck. Keep battling. I think your point about the kids never quitting is something that we need to really emphasize, because they've done a good job of that this year.
Yeah, no doubt. We continue to grow.
You bet. Well, that'll end this edition of Inside the Cardinal Playbook. We'll see everybody at 2:00 up at Truman State in Kirksville this coming Saturday. Thank you.